Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Umut. I'm from Turkey and I've started this channel in Turkish a couple of months ago, but now I've decided to make my first English video to be able to reach to more people in the world, and so this is going to be my first video. I wanted to start with my recommendations for my summer fragrances. I've shot this video in Turkish too, but usually my videos, most of the fragrance will be the same, but sometimes I'm gonna have different fragrances for my English video because some of these fragrances are not available in Turkey, so these are gonna be kind of different fragrances in the English videos. So bear with me, this is my first English video. I hope you guys like it, so let's start with it. So the first fragrance I wanna recommend is Imagination by Louis Vuitton. Now, Imagination is a fragrance that I've recently discovered, but it's a beautiful fragrance. I'm wondering why I haven't discovered it before. It's kind of pricey. That's the only drawback of this fragrance. It's fruit. It's citrusy. It's sweet. It has even a cinnamon note in it. It's a different character of a fresh fragrance. It's very long lasting, and it projects. Its projection is okay, so all around it's an amazing fragrance. It's very, very mass appealing. I don't think I've come across a person that doesn't like this, but it's kind of pricey, so you should take that into account. But it's a wonderful fragrance. It's Imagination from Louis Vuitton. We're going to cover a lot of fragrances, so I'm just presenting them very short. So the next fragrance I wanted to recommend is God of Fire by Stefan Humbert Lucas. Now, when this fragrance first came out, it was an amazing hype and hit, but for a good reason. It's an amazing fruity fragrance with a very mango-ish notes. It's beautiful. It's very long-lasting and projecting. It's has a body to it. It's not like a weak fragrance. It's very dense and thick fragrance. But this mango-ish note is amazing, and it dries down to a sweeter, like musky notes. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's a beautiful bottle. I definitely recommend this one for the summer months. It's Stefan Humbert Lucas, God of Fire. So continuing with the fruity fragrances, the next one I'm going to recommend is the Summer Hammer by Lorenzo Pazzaglia. Now this brand is one of my favorite brands right now. All of his fragrances are amazing, so it's one of those brands that I almost like every fragrance that he produces, so it's an amazing brand. And this one is perfect for the summer. It's a fruity cocktail, basically, what it smells like. It's an extrait de parfum. It's very uplifting. It's like this picture on it. It's like a pineapple-y fruity cocktail that's like very, very nice and uplifting, beachy fragrance, but it also has a body too. It's an extrait de parfum. I really recommend it. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's Summer Hammer by Lorenzo Pazzaglia. So continuing with the fruity ones, the next one is Erba Gold by Xerjoff. Now this is almost like a better version of Erba Pura, which is very popular. It's less metallic, it's less screechy, it's a lot less stronger because the other one is almost too strong. It's nauseating. This one is not like that. It smells more natural. It has like yellowish fruits instead of the reddish fruits in Erba Pura. But this one is definitely more wearable. It can be worn, well, basically all year round because it's very strong too, but it's not just as strong as Erba Pura. But this is going to be the fragrance I will be wearing a lot this summer. Definitely recommend you check it out. It's Erba Gold by Xerjoff. Continuing with the Xerjoff, this is Uden. Now, Uden is, for me, one of the best all-around summer fragrances because it's citrusy, it has vanilla in the base, it has a body to it, but it's also ethereal. It's beautiful, airy fragrance that smells elegant. and rich and sensual at the same time. So it's an all-around fragrance. It checks all the boxes. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's long-lasting. It projects. I can't say anything negative about this fragrance. You should definitely try it out for the summer months. It's Uden by Xerjoff. So the next fragrance I would like to recommend is Guanabo by Renier. Now this is also one of my favorite brands because of the quality of its fragrances. It's beautiful. All of them are amazing. Most of them are extrait de parfums. So this one is also extrait de parfum. It smells like the color of the bottle. It's soapy marine fragrance. It feels like you've just come out of the ocean and just taken a shower. So the soapiness and the marine notes just mix with each other. It's a beautiful, clean, but strong fragrance that smells very uplifting also. But don't forget, all of the time, the cleaner, soapy fragrances always get more compliments, and this is an amazing fragrance by Renier. It's Guanabo. So the next two fragrances are from my favorite Turkish brand. It's Nishane's Hacivat and Hacivat X. Now, Hacivat is probably the most popular fragrance of the brand, and for a good reason. It's citrusy, it's green, it's strong, it has a body to it, but sometimes it's a bit more screechy and too strong for some people. But it's a beautiful fragrance with an oak moss base. So it's a perfect fragrance for all year round, except for maybe the really, really hot days. But Hacivat X is basically a more wearable, smoother, a bit creamier version of Hacivat. And it doesn't have the oak moss, so it's more of a signature scent. It's not as loud and projecting as the Hacivat. So if you want a signature fragrance, this is a better choice. But it almost has the same DNA without the oak moss. But I would recommend both of them. It's Nishane, Hacivat, and Hacivat X. So continuing with Nishane, this is Wulong Cha and Wulong Cha X. Now, this is my comforting fragrance for the summer. It's fruity, it's a tea fragrance, it's creamy at the base, it's beautiful, uplifting. It would not offend anyone. You can just spray this liberally. It's an amazing, soothing fragrance, but different than Hacivat, the Wulong Cha X is a bit stronger, with more character to it, but it doesn't have the comforting qualities of Wulong Cha as much as this one, because this is more of a signature scent you can use all summer, but this one is the one you can use to feel good and relaxed and comforting. It's a very, very safe fragrance. But actually, both of them are very safe fragrances for daily wear, for office. I really recommend Wulong Cha and Wulong Cha X. So the next fragrance is Blockade from Mind Games. Now this brand is actually very expensive, so usually you can't find them discounted, but they have some amazing fragrances, and their bottles are just amazing chess pieces. So this is basically, for me, a different version of an Aventus type fragrance, because it basically smells like, especially in the opening, Aventus with a mango instead of a pineapple note. So it's very, very mass appealing. It's definitely a lot longer lasting than Aventus. So it's not like a clone or anything, but it has the same vibe with a mango note. It's an amazing fragrance. It doesn't have the smokiness or that notes of Aventus, of course, but it's very long lasting. It projects. It smells rich and elegant, but has the same vibe as the Aventus. So it's an amazing fragrance. It's Blockade from Mind Games. So the next fragrance is Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Now, I usually don't recommend Creed fragrances because they're not very cost effective. They're very expensive and they don't last too long or they don't project. But this fragrance actually doesn't need to project because it's a very soothing, comforting fragrance. It's kind of metallic, it has a black currant note in it, it has a tea note in it. So it's very comforting, soothing, and very cooling fragrance. So it's for the very hot summer days, it's an amazing fragrance. I mean, it's been copied a lot. Even Cosmorati's Mephisto smells like this, but this one for me is more comforting. It's very cooling. It's an uplifting scent, so I would definitely recommend this one, even though it doesn't have an amazing projection and amazing longevity. But since you'll be using it in very hot days, it's going to increase its projection and longevity. So it's Silver Mountain Water from Creed. The next fragrance I want to recommend is newer fragrance to me. It's You or Someone Like You from Etad Libre d'Orange. So I'm definitely in love with this fragrance. It smells like a very cold, icy mojito. So it's very cooling for this summer. It's an amazing fragrance. It has very good longevity and projection. So it's very realistic. It definitely smells like a mojito. I would definitely recommend it for hot weather. You would not be disappointed. It's an amazing fragrance. You or Someone Like You by Etad Libre d'Orange. Another newer acquisition, it's Curacao Bay by Jacques Fath. Now this is a Cécile Zarokian fragrance. It's not amazingly complex. It's just like a citrusy, sweet ambergris fragrance that's very mass appealing. I mean, I've recommended this to some of my friends and they've all bought it. So it's an amazing fragrance. It smells very comforting also, but it's like a beachy fragrance, and it's okay projecting and long lasting. This is okay, but actually it's not too bad considering this is a summer fragrance. It's very cost effective. It's not very expensive, but a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I definitely recommend it. It's Curacao Bay by Jacques Fath. The next fragrances are from Parfums de Marly. The first one is, of course, my favorite summer fragrance from Parfums de Marly is Sedley. Now, Sedley is this combination of citruses, mint, lavender, and ambroxan. It's an amazing different scent. It's very sexy. I think it's very masculine. It's not very unisex, but longevity and projection is very good. It's a unique scent. I don't think I've smelled anything that smells like this. It can be a signature scent. It's very, very mass appealing too. I would definitely recommend this. It's Sedley by Parfums de Marly. But if you want something more flexible, you should go with the Percival. Especially if you're just starting out with niche fragrances. This is a very safe fragrance. It's not risky at all. It smells like Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. Basically, if you smell that fragrance, it reminds me of that. And it's a citrusy, woody, aromatic fragrance that is not very complex. That's not very, it's not like a niche fragrance, but the quality, of course, is like a niche fragrance. It's amazingly long-lasting. It projects, so you can use this as a signature scent, especially if you're just starting out with niche fragrances. This will be an amazing choice for summer and basically all year round. So the next fragrance I want to recommend is, of course, Amouage's Reflection Man. So this is most people's first niche fragrance for a good reason. It's an amazing fragrance. It's sweet with iris and jasmine. It's beautiful. It's classy, elegant, and the longevity and projection is very good. I don't think it's very unisex. It's a very masculine fragrance, but if you haven't tried this one, you should definitely check this out. This is an amazing office fragrance. It's an amazing casual fragrance. You would definitely get a lot of compliments with it. If you haven't tried it, you should try it as soon as possible because it's one of the best fragrances for the summer. It's Reflection Man by Amouage. Now, next two fragrances are fig fragrances, but they're very different than each other. I'm talking about Houbigant's Figure Noir and Bezo Beats Bezo Passion. Now, Bezo Passion is an ideal fig fragrance. It captures all the aspects of fig fragrance. It's kind of sweet, but also green. It's creamy. It's a beautiful fragrance. You should definitely check it out. It's very unisex and very cost effective. This fragrance is not very expensive, but the quality and the smell is amazing. It's been blended amazingly. And this one, the Figure Noir, is more of a darker fig fragrance. It also has that greenness of the fig, but to me it feels darker. It's sexier. It's for the nights of summer. It's not like a day fragrance. It's really a different fig fragrance. Also, the name is Figure Noir, so it's like a dark fig. You should definitely check this one out. It's also very cost effective. It's not expensive at all, but the quality of Houbigant is always amazing. So I really recommend these fig fragrances for their summer. So the next fragrance I would recommend is, basically there are two fragrances. There's Isola Blue from Roja and Vibrato from Sospiro. Now, of course, the notes of these fragrances are not the same, but for me, they're kind of in the same ballpark. They have the same vibe. They're like citrusy, and this one has a vetiver in it. It's very like a strong, creamy fragrances. This one is a bit more marine also, but this one is more unisex. But they're both very long lasting. I think they can be signature scents, especially in the summertime, but Vibrato is more like an all around, but it's a smoother scent. It's not as, it doesn't have much character as this one. This one is more of an everyday fragrance, but this one is when you want to display confidence. It's very masculine. This one is kind of unisex, but this one is very masculine. But for me, they have the kind of the same vibe, even though they don't have the same notes or similar notes. For me, they give me the same vibe. This one is just a little bit smoother and less character than this one. So I would definitely recommend both of them. It's Isola Blue and Vibrato. Now the last two fragrances are also different in notes, but for me, they have the same feeling, same vibe to it. The first one is Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. Now Grey Vetiver is, for me, one of the best vetiver fragrances ever because it's like a soapy vetiver. So usually the vetiver smells like either green or smoky or earthy, but this one is a green. This one is a soapy vetiver that's very professional. It's very elegant, but also not very. It's a very soft fragrance, but it smells expensive. It's a male fragrance. It's definitely not unisex for me. This is a very masculine fragrance, but perfect for the office or casual environments. It's a signature scent for the summer, and I would definitely want this in my collection always. It's an amazing scent. It's beautifully blended by Tom Ford. The last fragrance is Byredo's Bal D'Afrique. Now, although their notes are different, this one gives me the same vibe to it. It's very soft, creamy, with black currant. It's a fruity, creamy scent that is not offensive or anything. It's a beautiful fragrance that you can wear all summer. You can spray this liberally. Actually, you should spray this liberally. non-offensive scent. It's beautiful, uplifting, and it's very well blended. It's one of the best sellers of Byredo for a reason. So I would definitely recommend Bal D'Afrique too for your summer rotation. It's an amazing fragrance. Check it out, Bal D'Afrique. So I've covered a lot of fragrances, and so that's why I couldn't tell them in too much detail, but any of these fragrances will be an amazing addition to your collection for the summer, because except for a few of them, they're also very long lasting, very projecting. They're just amazing summer scents. So these are my recommendations for this year's summer. I hope you guys like it. Please let me know, and hope to see you in the next video.